At 11, neighbors are shot and killed in Marion County. Why investigators believe no one else is in danger. And for the first time in history, a former U.S. president is on criminal trial. What we might expect to hear from each side in tomorrow's opening statements. And a multi-million-dollar entertainment complex could be coming to Orlando. What would be included in this major project? All right, but first at 11, a severe thunderstorm warning in Marion expired less than an hour ago. A live look at the radar tonight shows that storm system moving through central Florida tonight. Now we want to get you over to First Warning meteorologist Marquise Mita. Marquise, we could see more rain as the evening continues. What's the latest?
Well, those rain showers and thunderstorms are knocking on your front doorstep if you're in Daytona. In fact, we got a couple of droplets on our tower cam right now as we do see that line of showers and storms progressing towards our coastal communities and along I-95. Temperatures are back in the mid-70s, so it's going to be a warm evening for us, and that's what's allowing for the instability to remain present, keeping those thunderstorms alive. Winds are coming in from the west to the northwest at 14-mile-per-hour speeds, but ahead of these storms, we could have some stronger straight-line winds, possibly upwards of 30 miles per hour. So across Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach, lighter showers for you. Heavier, consistent rain across the land as you move further south. Paisley, you guys are getting in on the action, kind of in the thick of the heavier rain showers. And these storms and showers are moving at 30-mile-per-hour speeds, and those straight-line winds could be as fast as 25 out towards Paisley, 22 closer to Astor, according to our Doppler winds. And the other ingredient that we're watching out for is the chance for some hail. We do have some hail cores or hailstones up to 3/4 of an inch, so you want to make sure the car is parked inside the garage if you haven't done so already. And here's just a last look at our live radars with these storms continue to track towards the south and the east. And we'll play out futurecast and let you know when we'll be free of the rain coming up in the next 15 minutes.
All right, thank you, Marquise. Meanwhile, 2 people are dead tonight after a shooting in Marion County. The sheriff's office has not identified the victims, but believes the case is isolated. That shooting happened on a cul-de-sac on Southeast 132nd Place in Bellevue. WESH 2's Haley Crumblehome talked with people in the neighborhood who say they're in shock tonight. Convicted killer Bestman Okafor is set to be sentenced tomorrow in connection to a murder from 2012. Back in February, a jury voted 9-3 to recommend that he be sentenced to death. It was the 3rd time a jury has had to decide his fate. A jury sentenced him to death in 2015, but the decision was overturned because the jury was not unanimous. The second resentencing trial was tossed out because a juror did not follow the rules. He was convicted 9 years ago for the 2012 murder of 19-year-old Alex Zaldivar. A man is dead after crashing his ATV into a parked car. He was riding on Bryson Drive at 3 this afternoon. The man lost control of the ATV and hit a mailbox, fire hydrant, and then crashed into the car. The 48-year-old was thrown off of the ATV and was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Fortunately, no one was inside the car. In Volusia County, 3 men are facing multiple charges tonight accused of bank fraud and forgery. Port Orange police say victims reported large amounts of money being withdrawn from their accounts. Officers say the 3 men, all in their 50s, were arrested after a traffic stop on Dunlawton Avenue. They say the men had more than 20 fake driver's licenses, several personal checks and credit cards, all made in the victims' names. Victims are still being identified. If you think you were targeted, you're asked to contact the Port Orange Police Department. Well, plans to build a $500 million entertainment and sports district in the heart of downtown Orlando could be moving forward. City Council is expected to vote on a package tomorrow. WESH 2's Paula Tristan Arruda tells us what this means for the project. It's a countdown to opening statements in the historic criminal trial of former President Donald Trump. He's facing dozens of charges related to alleged hush money payments made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels back in 2016. Rick Damigella takes a look at what we could expect to see in the New York courtroom come tomorrow. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump's leadership PAC spent as much money as it took in last month. That's according to a recent filing with the Federal Election Commission. Political Action Committee Save America reportedly spent nearly $3.7 million on legal-related expenses last month. That's nearly $3 out of every $4 it collected. President Joe Biden is expected to visit Florida this week. NBC News is reporting the president will deliver a speech on Tuesday denouncing the state's new 6-week abortion ban. Biden's trip to Tampa is part of his campaign's efforts to nationalize the conversation around state abortion bans. And a new poll from NBC News says election interest has hit an all-new low, with most voters holding a negative view of both Biden and Trump. It found just 64% of voters are very interested in the election, the lowest it's been in the last 4 presidential elections. The poll finds that Trump is leading Biden in a potential general election, but Biden cutting into Trump's lead. It found Biden leads Trump on abortion and uniting the country, while Trump leads on competency and dealing with inflation. Hundreds of runners crossed the finish line today in the Disney World Hakuna Matata 10-miler. Nolan McKenney and Emily Hensel won the race today with back-to-back titles. McKenna finishing in just 54 minutes and 39 seconds. Hensel was the first woman to cross the finish line at 1 hour, 5 minutes and 26 seconds. This was the last race in Disney's Springtime Surprise Weekend, which also featured a 5K and a 10K. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is working to make sure your kids are safe in the car. It's hosting a free car seat checkup event in Orlando tomorrow. Starting at 4 p.m., certified child passenger safety technicians are going to be on hand to show people how to properly use and install their car seats. The event is being held at Orange Buick GMC on West Colonial Drive. Still ahead on WESH 2, turning plastic waste into soil. The conversation efforts by a Central Florida group ahead of Earth Day tomorrow. Plus, a police chase coming to a tragic end.
He was flying down the way and then just slammed into that red car.
How a suspect on the run caused the death of a 76-year-old bystander. And limiting food waste in schools, how a Washington school is helping the environment and keeping local farm animals well fed. Well, in honor of Earth Day tomorrow, a local group is spreading the word about how to stop plastic waste from piling up in our landfills. They say that the trick to recycling is worms. A Central Florida team is turning styrofoam waste to soil. Their product is called Wriggle Brew. It's an all-natural liquid fertilizer that's made by soaking worm compost in fresh water. The founder says it's not harmful to animals, can help boost plant growth, and most importantly, it's safe for lakes, rivers, and oceans.
I hope in 5 years that you will see nurseries, farms, golf courses, places where people are growing things all across the U.S. using it. I really want to see it on the shelves of Home Depot. I really want to see it on the shelves of Lowe's and Ace Hardware. Because right now, people's options for fertilizer are somewhat constrained. They are essentially forced to purchase, if they want to fertilize, compounds that are bad for the environment and are toxic. We want them to have the choice to get something better.
The group just finished auditioning for Shark Tank. They hope their cause for clean water, sustainable living, and a greener planet will spread around the world. They certainly have my vote. That's pretty cool. All right, sometimes it can be tough to get kids to finish all the food on their plates. And instead of sending all of that food to the landfills, a school in Washington is sending it to family farms. The effort is to help keep 9,000 pounds of food waste out of the trash this year. Now that food is going to go feed local pigs, as you see right there, saving one farmer up to $200 a month on feed alone.
I pick up the food from the school, give it to the pigs, which will produce the fertilizer. Then we take that fertilizer and we'll put it into our garden to grow the vegetables and stuff.
Talk about really recycling. Teachers hope the program will teach their students about reducing their waste. Meanwhile, a new law in the state aims to cut food waste in half by 2030 through programs like this one. All right, looking ahead in Orange County, the Parks and Recreation Department is getting ready to host an Adopt a Tree event next Saturday starting at 8 a.m. Residents can choose from a variety of trees at the UF-IFA's extension in Orlando. The trees will be available on a first-come, first-served basis, and attendees must provide proof of residency. Take a look at this. A golden retriever puppy in Florida going viral for being born, well, as you can see right there, green. Shamrock was born in Pensacola at Golden Treasures Kennel. The owner says she was stained in the womb by a green bile pigment. It's rare and can cause this temporary coloring. And now, more than 6 weeks old, Shamrock looks just like the rest of her siblings, more golden instead of green. I know you get a kick out of that story. I see the big smile on your face.
Well,
It's so cute.
I was just thinking, like, if we had her before she changed her pigmentation and we put her in front of the green screen, would she blend in?
I think she'd blend in. All you see are her little eyes.
Yeah. She'd still be really cute, right?
What's going on outside? Some big changes out there.
Yeah, we've actually had quite the few amount of changes in the last hour, as a matter of fact. We started off 10 o'clock with a severe thunderstorm warning moving across Marion County as we're tracking a line of storms, but they've now lost some of that intensity, right? So no warnings at the current moment, but we are still showing breezy conditions and a chance for some hail as these storms progress towards the south and the east. Overnight, these storms will continue to lose their intensity. Then by sunrise, we'll see most of the rain push offshore into the Atlantic. So we'll take a peek at our tower cam. And we did have a couple lightning strikes just a moment ago. As storms are now pushing across Lake County and off in the distance, we do see the rain. Right now in Orlando, though, mostly cloudy skies. Have temperatures in the mid-70s, so very warm as we approach the midnight hour. And you see that breeze from the west still at 10 miles per hour. That's likely going to pick up as we continue to watch this cold front pull towards the east, and we see the rain showers associated with it. Here's a look at our live radar. Rain is as far north as Volusia and parts of Flagler County, still probably experiencing some lighter showers pushing towards the east. Daytona, here's a look at the rain heading your direction. You guys have some heavier showers to your south as you move across DeLand, Paisley into Sorrento. Here's where we have that cluster of showers and lightning strikes, some heavier downpours indicated by that darker shade of red. As we turn on the Doppler winds, wind speeds could be anywhere between 20, possibly even 30 plus miles per hour just north of Astatula into Sorrento. 29 mile per hour speeds are what we're showing currently on Doppler radar. One of the good things is, though, as we continue to move across the evening, the hail tracks, well, we see those continuing to shrink. In fact, we did see some stronger hail across Marion County, but now hail, the cores are anywhere between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch, and they're not as widespread as we did show about an hour ago. So good news for us here in Central Florida, but we'll still keep an eye on these showers and storms as we move past the midnight hour. Current temperatures do show upper 70s across Brevard County, but those temperatures will be cooling significantly as we move into the early work week tomorrow, courtesy of this cold front changing your forecast, in which we'll see the chance for showers start to fade as we do draw closer to 6 o'clock in the morning. And then we're in and out of the clouds throughout the rest of your Monday, as will be much drier. So your dry stretch will come to an end tonight, but we are definitely well below our seasonal average for rainfall. It's been 10 consecutive days in which we've been without the rain here in Orlando, but I promise you some lighter showers will be on their way tonight. What you're waking up to tomorrow will be dry conditions. You might notice the rain on the ground early on, but ultimately temperatures should be warm overnight. You're in the upper 60s, but you're not too much warmer in the afternoon. Highest temperatures will be in the upper 70s or perhaps the lower 80s as we're starting to feel much more seasonal and comfortable. And as we move across the work week, high pressure is going to dictate your forecast. That'll keep you nice and dry over the upcoming days. So we start off your work week with highs of 78 tomorrow. We're back in the low 80s Tuesday, but one thing that remains consistent, Darren, is how much sunshine we see in this 7-day forecast.
We love sunshine. That's great. Coming up in sports, playoff action on the ice, cold there, and on the court. We're talking the Magic in Cleveland. How they're trying to shake off yesterday's loss, how they plan on turning things around tomorrow. Sports is next.
WESH 2 Sports is sponsored by Mullinax Ford. Now get 1.9% financing for 72 months on hundreds of F-150s during Truck Month at Mullinax. Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Hello, everybody. I'm Darren Stoltz. This Game 1 served as a good welcome to the postseason moment for the Magic. Sure, in some areas, this team looked totally overmatched, but if you looked in the right spots, there were encouraging moments as well. Kristen Lago with the team in Cleveland, where the Magic were just eager to move on to Game 2. That is it for sports. When we come back, we're talking winning streaks on the golf course and an incredible celebration at Talladega. You don't want to miss that. But until then, more news after this.
Closed captioning brought to you by National Floors Direct.
WESH 2 is there for breaking news.
The expanding investigation into a deadly carjacking, multiple cases, counties, and scenes.
A person of interest in this case has been taken into custody.
For taking you into the sky.
I got to ride along today with the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. This was an experience I don't think I can correctly describe.
For the biggest sports moments.
An official welcome back to the playoffs to the Orlando Magic.
Trust WESH 2 News for local, live, late-breaking coverage. Chopper 2, your live eye in the sky, covering breaking news in Central Florida. The biggest stories from every angle, so you never miss a moment. This is what local, live, late-breaking coverage looks like from Chopper 2, and it's only on WESH 2 News. Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today. Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
In Orange County, a 39-year-old man is dead after an early morning crash in Orlando. Troopers say that man was riding a motorcycle on South Orange Blossom Trail near Cypress Crossing Drive when an SUV turned in his path. The man was hit and died at the scene. The 38-year-old driver of the SUV was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay tonight. In Volusia County, the Daytona Beach Fire Department is investigating what caused this home to go up in flames earlier this week. Officials say people inside the home on Wild Olive Avenue were able to get out safely. They say residents were notified by a working smoke detector. 15 people were hurt after a tram crashed at Universal Studios Hollywood. California Highway Patrol says that tram was turning around when it hit a metal guardrail and tilted. Multiple people were thrown from the vehicle. 15 were taken to the hospital. One person was critically injured. Officials are investigating what caused the tram to go off course. Drugs and alcohol are not being considered as contributing factors. A brother and sister were killed after a suspected drunk driver crashed into a Michigan birthday party. The siblings were just 5 and 8 years old. That car ran into a building yesterday afternoon, ramming 25 feet into where that party was happening. The 66-year-old driver was arrested, suspected of driving under the influence. 13 other people were hurt. All right, turning our attention now to the weather. We've seen the skies lighting up tonight, Marquise, and you say not much has changed in the last hour or so.
Yes, we're still tracking a line of stronger showers and storms pushing across Volusia County right now, but over the last hour we have seen severe thunderstorm warnings expire, and that's good news. So we're losing some of the intensity that we carried around 10 o'clock. Now we do have a couple rain droplets on our tower cam across Daytona Beach, in which temperatures still remain warm in the middle of the 70s, and wind speeds are pretty fast for overnight conditions. Winds are out of the west and the northwest at 14 miles per hour, but closer to where we have some stronger storms, winds can possibly gust up to 30. So it's bringing the storms back into Central Florida is this cold front, slowly taking its time to move across our neck of the woods, but it will be pushing offshore by tomorrow morning, in which we'll be waking up to drier conditions if you're a late morning riser on Monday. So here we are in Volusia County. Showers are pulling across I-95 through Ormond and Daytona Beach as you head further towards the south into Paisley, Sorrento. Here's where we have a cluster of rain showers that has a little bit more intensity behind it. We could possibly see some heavier downpours out that direction. As far as wind speeds are concerned, we mentioned these could be up to 30-mile-per-hour conditions. That's exactly what we show here with our Doppler winds. And what is good news is that we aren't seeing many hail signatures now as these storms are starting to slowly lose their intensity, moving towards that midnight hour as we predicted. So we'll keep an eye on this line of storms. If anything does go severe, we'll let you know here on WESH 2, but those chances tonight will be small. Luana?
All right, thank you so much, Marquise. Well, if you're already booking your summer travel, you are not alone. A record number of Americans are expected to fly somewhere this summer. But even with more customers, some airlines say they have fewer airplanes than they would like. Here's Marissa Parra. Still ahead on WESH 2, another look at your forecast as a storm system continues to make its way across Central Florida tonight. Plus, Taylor Swift fans across the country have the music icon's new album on repeat. But one of her biggest fans is her old music teacher.
She always was writing poetry, always, even in music class when she shouldn't.
How she remembers Swift's days in her music classroom. And May the 4th, it is fast approaching, and Star Wars fans are already getting ready to celebrate. The limited time drink coming to shelves, allowing fans to raise a glass. Well, as the world prepares for the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics, Utah is hoping to bring the games back to Salt Lake City for the 2034 Winter Olympics. Now a Utah teacher is inspiring students with her passion for the 2002 Winter Olympics. Shara Park shares how she's bringing the games to the classroom. Well, Star Wars fans are breaking out their lightsabers ahead of May the 4th, National Star Wars Days. Kemp's Brand Dairy is also getting ready to celebrate by offering blue milk. The drink was first introduced in Star Wars: A New Hope. The bottles will feature labels with the characters Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. The company says it'll be available for just a limited time. Marquise might get that drink. I don't know.
No, I'm going to pass on the blue milk myself. Maybe I probably should drink more milk, to be honest. It's healthy for you, right? But typically I like my milk, 2% white. I'm pretty basic.
That's right. All right, but you're a big Star Wars fan.
I am. I do like Star Wars quite a lot. So I think I'd like to have a lightsaber. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I'll pass on the blue milk for now. But
all right, what's going on weather-wise?
Well, passing in the forecast right now, we do have a couple showers. Not quite yet in Orlando, but they will get to you after midnight. We did see a couple lightning strikes on our tower cam a moment ago, but mostly cloudy skies. What we are sporting here with temperatures in the middle of the 70s. So we are very warm for a Sunday night, well above your seasonal average, but we will see some rain before the night is said and done. Right now, wind speeds are fast for an overnight threat. We do have winds coming in from the west at 10-mile-per-hour conditions. Winds are likely to pick up with this line of showers coming in rather quickly. Here's a look at the cold front that's responsible for the rain showers that we've seen in central Florida today, and that'll push offshore before sunrise. So as we take a peek at our live radar, we see over the last hour we've dialed back on the intensity. In fact, at 10 o'clock, we did have severe thunderstorm warnings in Marion County. No showers out your direction right now. It's more so Volusia County that we see a couple showers, lighter rain moving into DeLand, Deltona also as we head further south into Sorrento, Apopka. We do have rain on the way, and we see that outflow boundary too. So some stronger gusts might be in your vicinity right now. Your Doppler winds do show winds possibly between 20, maybe even 30-mile-per-hour speeds at their quickest here just before midnight. And what's good about this system, good detail that we've noticed over the last hour, is that the hail tracks, well, they're no longer in the picture. We did have some hail signatures up to half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So some pretty large hailstones falling from the sky earlier at 10 o'clock. Now no longer in central Florida. So as we take one last glance at your live radar, we see from DeLand through Sanford all the way down to Claremont, even Bush. Now we do have a couple showers exiting your vicinity, and those have definitely cool temperatures out to our north and west. That's where we're back in the lower 70s and upper 60s into DeLand and Palm Coast, where we've already received the rain. Elsewhere, though, mid and upper 70s, so still trending warm south of the I-4 corridor, but your temperatures will cool with the rain moving in. Most of us will be waking up to temps in the mid and the upper 60s early out the door tomorrow, as we do see these showers push off to the Atlantic, and what we're left with are drier conditions as we move across the work week. So any chance of rain, that is going to be an overnight and early morning threat as temperatures drop back into the low, mid, and upper 60s after the passage of these isolated showers. Now, we definitely need the rain, especially in Orlando, as you're about 2 3/4 inches below your seasonal average. So we'll take all the drops that we can get. But as we move across the rest of the work week, not much rain to go around. Tomorrow in the afternoon, temperatures will be cooler than we have been over the course of the weekend after the passage of this cold front here. Much drier on Monday, courtesy of this system of high pressure. And that's what's going to dictate our forecast as we continue throughout the work week, and slowly over time, temperatures will start to feel more seasonal, but it is a cool start. 78 for your high tomorrow, low 80s Tuesday. We bounce back to the mid 80s on Wednesday, and then it's pretty persistent sunshine that will get us back into the upper 80s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, coming up, another look at sports. More from the Magic in Cleveland, why they aren't panicking ahead of Game 2 tomorrow night. Plus, another wild finish at Talladega, the big one. Waited until the final lap. How Tyler Reddick outran the pack and the special celebration it's set up in Victory Lane. Sports is next.
Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Welcome back. As we heard from Kristen Lago's report earlier in Cleveland, the Orlando Magic appear to already be well past their Game 1 loss yesterday afternoon. That is it for sports. Back over to you.
All right, thank you, Darren. Let's get a final look at that forecast with Marquise.
Well, if you're a light sleeper, you might wake up to the rumble of thunderstorms. Tonight, we're tracking a line of showers and storms moving across the I-4 corridor as we speak. But as we continue throughout the evening, we'll dry out, and we're back in the 70s. A cool start to your morning tomorrow.
All right, that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. Have a blessed evening. We'll see you later.
Download the free WESH 2 News app today.
Time and Temp brought to you by Boniface Hires, warranty forever. Thank you.